The book of Obadiah is one chapter, one prophecy to the land of Edom. Who are these people? Well, remember that Isaac, the promised child of Abraham and Sarah, had twin sons, Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, and Esau. The Edomites are descendants of Esau. God chose Jacob over Esau because although Esau was the firstborn by a few seconds, he had no use for God. But Jacob respected God and even tricked his brother out of his rights as the firstborn so he could be blessed by God. God didn't approve of Jacob's deceit, but he loved his heart. But now look at what God says will happen to Esau's descendants and why. All your allies will turn against you and help push you out of your own land. They will promise peace while plotting your destruction. And why? Because of what you did to your brother Israel. You will be cut off forever. For you deserted Israel in his time of need. You stood by, refusing to lift a finger to help him when invaders carried off his wealth and divided Jerusalem. You were as one of his enemies. You should not have done it. You should not have gloated when he was taken to foreign lands. You should not have rejoiced in the day of his misfortune. You should not have mocked in his time of need. You even went into the land on the day of his calamity and looted it. You made yourselves rich at his expense. You stood at the crossroads and killed those trying to escape. You even captured survivors and turned them over to the enemies. Wow, what a family. The Lord promises that as was done to Israel, so will be done to all the Gentile nations that relished and helped in Israel's demise. That's the law of sowing and reaping. He said they will drink and stagger back and disappear from history, no longer nations anymore. There is no land of Edom today. And actually, many of the nations that existed in the day of Israel's exile don't exist today. You should also note that there is no mention in the Bible of a nation of Palestine. The closest we get is the Philistines, and these people lived in Gaza and terrorized Israel, but they were pagan, not related to Abraham in any way. Now, I'm not saying Palestine of today is not a people group. They're just not an ancient people group that lived in Israel for thousands of years, as some have claimed.